Hello, Bluetooth. It's the one and only Icebound Glaceon, and right before we get started here, you guys might be wondering, why haven't I seen any content from Glace in a while? So here's a couple pictures. I went to Wisconsin, Milwaukee in the USA, which is 2,500 kilometers away from home. Don't ask me what that is in miles. Actually, maybe. So it's approximately 1.55 thousand miles, or 1,553 miles away. Which, it's a decent distance away. So yeah, that's where I've been. I finally got majority of my computer problems fixed. I haven't blue screened since I left, so cross my fingers that that's all good now. Also, I fixed my audio issue. Turns out my headphones that came with my Vive are broken, so I'm now using the ones that came with my my phone. So it should be good for a little bit anyways, until I buy new ones. I would use my AirPods, but they only last 4 hours on a charge, and they charge like 6 times or something, so yeah, that's a thing. I have this AI map. I can quickly show you what I was working on in there. Obviously it's not functional in there, so I'm gonna have to completely remake it. Basically, I mixed up a little bit of wiring and accidentally removed a couple spots, and I also made the road too small. So I have to redo the entire circuit anyways, so I might as well start on a fresh new world. But I could also show you what the idea is and how it should work, hopefully. So that's the logic up there. That much has not changed. The way I can actually read it is down here, right? So we have the input of the intersection. So right now I have them on the ground, but I'm going to be changing them to a signpost on the wall, right? Which is literally just 2 colored spots on the side, right? That's how I'll do that. Just because this is, for whatever reason, really inconsistent. Even if it tells it to stay directly in the center, it doesn't. Also, the sidewalks, they aren't supposed to be flat, they're supposed to be, or the curbs are supposed to be one higher up. So I'm going to be changing that. Haven't heard my voice for like a month. True. Yeah, it's been a long time. But yeah, so basically it takes the input from that and says, well, if I see this and there isn't a white line in front of me, right, it will increase whichever direction it's facing by 1. So if it sets it to a direction, so saying this is going to turn it to this way, right? Actually, no, this one would say where it is, right? Then it takes where it is and where it needs to go, it would spit out a number. Then that number or direction gets compared to, where it actually is going. Then it'll increase that increment by 1. Then obviously it will turn and go in that direction, or go straight, or whichever direction it needs to go based on the output. So that's what all that's for. I actually don't remember what this little bit's for. This almost looks like it's a manual input. Oh, yeah, no, this was this getting converted to over here, and then that getting put into there. Okay. So that's how I fixed that issue. But yeah, this entire thing has to get scrapped. Basically, all I can use is this bit here. And then I have to remap everything. Joy. Okay. As I said, also, there's going to be curbs. Also, it's going to try to stick to this line. Because when I messaged Con and asked him, he's just like, yeah, I never actually had detection for the center line. I literally just had to detect a curb. So, I'm going to try that. And I'm also going to have to make the road much bigger, because to me that looks like it should fit perfectly fine, but it needs to be bigger. So that I'll have to work on. So let's just create a whole new flat world, call it AI2. Enable the mirror mod for no reason in particular. Yeah. So my goal for this stream is to just get it to work. I'm not gonna make it fancy. I'm not gonna do anything special. I just want it to work. That is all. So, yeah. Now we have to make a 4-way intersection. Actually, this one's gonna be sniffed off by 1. Then it's gonna go up by that, and it's gonna go 5 wide. And that should be our sidewalk. Should be more than enough space for a sidewalk. And if not, then, you know, whatever. But this should be more than enough room for a road. Hopefully, anyways. Again, I could be wrong. I was wrong on the last one, so. And also, for now, I'm going to stay smaller scale, so I'm only going to make a 3x3 grid. So that's also going to be a thing. Let's see, I need to do... Actually... And that was from... Went away. Right there. That's the center, and then we can just draw a nice little line for no apparent reason. Yeah, my OCD is gonna kill me if I leave it like that. Let's make it in 4s. Just so my OCD isn't like go kill yourself kind of thing. Slight problem with doing it this is there needs to be a 2-block gap, but instead of doing a 2-block gap, I'm just gonna increase this side by 2. Actually, I'll do it by 1. I could do it by 2, but then, yeah, whatever. Laziness. Cough, Robo Recall? What's Robo Recall? AI City? Oh, I see. Detroit Become Human. Oh god. How many stab wounds again? How many stab wounds? I can never remember how many stab wounds. It's like 40 something? I can't remember. Do you guys remember how many stab wounds? Wait, I got this. Let's go Google. You guys can actually see when I... Yeah, okay. How many stab wounds? Detroit. 28. There we go.
Stab wounds.
There we go. 28. Can never remember. Fuck. That's literally all I remember. I watched. Who did I watch that played the whole thing? I can't remember. Yeah, no, I don't remember who I watched play it. But they played it. Yeah, this should be wide enough, right? For AI vehicles, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully, whatever. If it's not, then, you know, whatever. Road temp. Wider for New Zealand roads? Oof. Do. Wait, so this is... Because this is 16 by 16, so 48, 47, 55 wide. 55 wide by 18 long. 18, 36, 54. So this is officially 54 by 55. If my math is correct. 54 by 55. So 55 wide, 54 long. That's actually a nice segment. Let's just save that. Road, temp, 3. I'm actually gonna delete that. But I am gonna spawn in a few of these. As I said, I want it to have plenty of space. Unlike the last one. Because the last one didn't have enough space. And it could do the intersections, it could turn. Actually, no, sorry. It knew which way to go, but half the time it would miss the, little markers on the road. Hey, A2. Long time no see. But yeah, half the time it would miss the markers on the road, and it'd be like, wait, was I supposed to turn here? And then it gets lost. So, and then when it finally does see the markers, it's like, oh shit, I'm supposed to turn here, and then it like, it can't make the turn because it's too sharp. So, yeah, that is thing. Let's actually put a little dot there. Because this part has to get, yeah, I believe so anyways. Could be wrong. Could be terribly wrong on my math there. And then it has to be clipped by... I don't even know. What did I do today? I worked at work. Well, procrastinated at work, but there's really not much of a difference. How about you guys? What did you guys do today? I know a lot of you guys had school and or you were asleep. That is thing. You woke up, lol. I think I was a little off on my math here. Ooh, yeah, you mentioned the... Yeah. Okay, how did I mess this up? Yeah, let's just like unpaint this a little bit so I know that that's the intersection in there. I just gotta figure out how to fit an intersection block in there. Again, unless my math is completely wrong. But hopefully it's not. Temporarily I'm gonna not actually completely weld it to there. Let's see. Okay, so on this side I forgot to delete it by 1. But this is actually a good sign, surprisingly. Let me just... By 5, right? Oops. We delete that. We place that there, right? So we have a little 5x5 here, right? And this side, we delete that bit there, and we increase this side by, oh, that's actually, so it'd be, that's 4, I need 5. So we do that, and we'd also put this there, and do that. Also, if any of you guys have Scrap Mechanic and you wish to join, you can obviously join if you want to. Because you guys are always allowed to join. Mr. Brizini says he's got dinner, so I'll see you then. How do I join again? You add me on Steam, and then you join me on Steam. Oh, son of a fish. How did I screw that up? That's 5. Oh. Oh, it's because it's 55 wide by 54 long. Ah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Also, did I ever mention I hate it when you guys call me daddy? I've literally kicked someone from the server for calling me fucking daddy. God damn it, people. You like Chinese people, you think they're cool? Lol. Share? What do you mean share? Yeah, it's a national holiday, literally 3 lives. You nuded some flowers today. Oni-chan? I don't know, I think I'd find it a little weird if my pet called me Oni-chan. just a little weird. What does about blank blocked mean when you click join game? Wait, Pinky, do I have you blocked? Brings me back to a black box. I don't think I've blocked anyone on Steam. Wait, you do have me as a friend on Steam, right? Okay. Oof. This really takes a little bit of time to settle. And that should line up perfectly, and so should this one, hopefully. Oof. That leg, though. Alright, let's put this on a lift. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little tiny level peg right there, and that should remove all the leg. Because of logic. Scrap Mechanic just doesn't like collisions, so that little tiny peg just fixes all the collision checking on this object. Okay, so Pingu, do I? Mythical Pingu. Huh. It just, you said it brings up a black box when you try to join me? Is your Steam updated? Because I know right before I launched it made me update. I know that sometimes that could be an issue. Actually gonna leave this on a lift. So when I actually do the intersection here, then it and obviously in the middle of the intersection there's not going to be you know, dotted lines. So I'm not even gonna have to worry about this whole bit being uneven. Cause like 4, 4, 4, and 4. Okay. Wait, you just click purchase? Well, because you don't have the game, right? Clock? But, okay, so a lot of people don't understand about intersections like this, is this white line actually goes on the inside of the intersection. It doesn't follow here. It's because you walk in between this and here. Right? But a lot don't actually have this second line. At least that's the way it is in Canada. I don't know, but the States, they're probably weird. And also a lot of times this line is weathered, so it's not like perfectly white. And the road is rarely ever this perfect dark. So, the asphalt anyways. What? Why did it go upwards there? Yeah, and then all the inside has to be, like that. There we go. And then I guess we'll put a street lamp. Actually, I might just... Because we don't have, you know, perfectly done intersections like that. A lot of times it's like that. So I'm probably gonna just curve it a little bit like that. You think it's the latest update? Because if it's the latest update, you should be able to join. I said mine updated like a minute before the stream started. So, but then again, that was also my first time launching. Well, unread chat messages. Wait, why am I watching your Scat Mechanic? I don't know. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, I already know what you did to my DeLorean. I already saw that. For you, doesn't show you what I'm playing. Interesting. Here, let me just do this. Also, when's the last time you guys have closed and reopened your Steam? And yes, my scrap's gonna take a while to launch because I'm using a hard drive right now and not a solid state. Eek. Oh god. Jump to presents. When you click a button, it brings you to a black box with a blocked message. Really? Interesting. Huh. There we go. How about now? Does it show properly? Also, Clock, I think the reason that it's weird for us is because we're using a shared library. So that might affect why ours is being weird. Wait, did I miss a line? What? Why does the picture not show... Oh. For some reason it's like at the perfect angle that line didn't... Huh, that was odd. Road, temp, 4. Save, yes. Think again. Oof. Okay, now let's weld onto this. Oh, yep. Clock was able to join. Whee! Do. I like how Clock bought this game only because I play it. I feel bad for him. I'm a bad influence. So that pretty much means he's probably only gonna play it when I'm playing it. Doink. Well, that's one block done. Oof. I said I'm only gonna do 3x3 for now, anyways. 1, 2, 3. Also, how bad is the latency since you're like halfway, well, more than halfway across the world? Or, I guess more and less would be about the same. And yes, these are flipping out on my screen too, don't worry. That's just scrap physics. They are not the best, but for the amount of options you have available, it's actually quite nice. So is Pingu still not able to join? Yeah, latency, yeah. So it's already bad in, like, say if the people live close together, and it's amplified immensely the further they are apart. Like it's not even, it's ridiculous. For you it's really low. Lol. I'm talking about the game, the button delay. Can you show where the join game button is for me? Usually what I do is I just click here and I click here and I click join game. I can't be in a world, right? To do it. I have to be just on the main menu screen on Scrap Mechanic. Because if you're in a world, it's... God damn it. If you're in a world, it's gonna try to get you to join my world, and or it's gonna come up with an error message. That might... Were you in a world while trying to join me? Well, yeah, that would be the issue then. Wait, Pingu, you've joined people before, haven't you? Shift tab. It's just shift tab. Oh, that lag. I dropped it from too high and all the platforms hit the ground at the same time. Wait, how bad is my computer handling that right now? Oh, it doesn't even care. It's just Scrap Mechanic not being able to handle it. Might be a bad time to join. Oh, there we go. That's better. Connection failed. Oof. Remember, it doesn't matter your computer's performance, right? Oh, I already put a... 1, 2, 3. There you go, now you joined. But yeah, your computer's performance doesn't matter. It's... As long as you're above the minimum spec requirements, right? It really doesn't care. And yes, you're gonna get little mini lag spikes right now. I'm scrolling through my stupid amount of road pieces here, inventory pieces, because I have over 1,000 things saved in this goddamn thing. See, I probably should have put the streetlights at the intersections first instead of doing it after, like a dumbass, but... But oh well. As long as everything here lines up correctly, I couldn't really care less. Gotta go to school. Oh, wait. Your school will be less than like a couple hours? Oof. Just play hooky. No, just kidding. Have fun at school though. Thanks for watching. Oh, you spawned in something over there. Okay. I feel like there's a DeLorean with cat ears behind me. Should I be worried? Oh yes, oh god no, wait. Clock likes the DeLorean with cat ears? Oof. Betrayed me. Oh, yeah, it doesn't render half of the... Temp 5. Save. Wait, how many pieces is this? How much concrete is this? Let's see. It's only 212,000 concrete. Ooh, 212,000 concrete. That's not enough. Yeah, it doesn't even lag that badly either. Do, 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 do. There we go. That's well to the world sure shouldn't lag even close to as much. Well, time to make some streetlights and be, you know, dumb about it and not frickin' make them before. Yeah. Because basically what I have to do is I have to make a streetlight that, like, sits pretty much right here. So I'll probably make it like... I could... Well, no, that's 3 wide. That wouldn't work. What about this one? That's also 3 wide. That wouldn't work. There we go. Like that. Just so I don't have to rotate over and over again. Just place and delete a block. This is a pain in the freaking push. Alright. Like, is that too thick? Or is that just right? Because I'm starting to think that might be a little too thick. Yeah, it's probably too thick. I don't know, like, maybe 1.5 blocks would just be, like, perfect. Actually, 1.5 blocks. So that's technically 1.5 blocks thick. Huh. Kinda works. Thick. Oh god, what are you guys doing over there? Should I be worried? I'm thinking like this. Nothing. Oof. See, I'm thinking like this, because then I could literally paint like that. And the nice thing about painting that is when you look at it, if you look at it really close, you can see the difference. Right? And you look everywhere else, you don't see that. But the AI will see this night and day with no issues. Right? So that's the nice thing about doing the other pipe pieces. So I could just do like a band like that. Right? Which will actually work really well. And since we're only looking to the right, I have my 4 different sides. So instead of putting them down here, I just put like that and no one will ever notice it. And people will be like, how the hell does that work? All you got is 2 sensors facing, or 3 sensors facing to the right, and somehow you made an AI vehicle. Because 2 for this, and then the other one for the sidewalk. So, yeah. Does Pingu make AI vehicles at all? Because I feel like being lazy. Boom, boom. Ba-da-bum, bum. Ba-da-bum, bum. Ba-da-bum, bum. Also, I have this as forward because I'm weird. You've never done a. Okay. Also, this is the input from the sensors, right? So, yeah. Which means, essentially, I will have to rewire this into this. Because if you're wondering what this does, is it compares whether you're higher or lower than you're supposed to be, right, to your current direction. That's what it does, is this bit here. So like these literally say, okay, is that side bigger than this side, or is it less than this side? That's all it does. And what this side is, this is your, wait, I've already forgotten. I'm pretty sure this side is where where you are, and this side's where you're supposed to be? Question mark. Oh, sorry. Where you're supposed to be, where you're supposed to be, where you are, and where you are. There we go, much better. Just one's for X, one's for Y. And then you compare that into this. So it says straight, right, or left. Based on, you know, straight, right, or left, of which direction you're heading in. So like if we have both these on, right, that says you're heading north, right? Like right now this is north. Right? And if say like, I don't know, our Y value, right, is 1. Wait. What? Oh, because these are the actual values themselves. Okay. So right now, if this is 1 higher on that direction, right? Is this X? What? It's telling it to go to the left, unless that's the right. That one doesn't say to do anything. That's not right. This isn't working. Unless that is Y and this is X. Tells us to go straight. Okay, I should have built this a while ago. Because this comparing logic, I obviously don't remember how it works. As right now it says if this value is higher to turn to the left, which would set this to that, which now tells it to go to the right. Maybe that's the right value. This is right and this is left. Oh boy. You guys having fun over there? Okay, so I'm assuming this is X and this is Y. Yeah, because I don't remember how I wired this. Because all these are just AND gates. Hmm. Because let's see, if the x is less than where it needs to be, why are those both on? Wait. Actually, let's just do... So our current value is higher than... Our x is 1 higher than what it's supposed to be. So our destination is on our left. Right? Yeah, this doesn't work. Unless... Oh, wait. Is this straight? And this is left and this is right? Is that how I did this? Blue is straight, that's left, that's right. That's probably how I did it, because the neutral one and the neutral one is blue and blue. That's probably why I painted it like that. God damn it. Okay, so... if we're heading straight... and our x value is 1 higher than what it should be, so it needs to go to the left by 1, which is good. Right? And then say if it's left and in front of us, it still does that. Okay. And now if it's 1 left and behind us, okay, so that turns on to go straight and left. What? I don't think you can do 2 inputs at the same time. Oh. Okay, so now let's say if we're heading... Wait. If we're heading north, turn to the left to get to that valley. Okay. So now what happens if we're heading left and this is 1 higher? Goes straight. Good. And obviously if we're 1 behind, yeah, it doesn't know how to calculate that because I didn't input that into there and how to do that. Okay, now what if we're going that way? If we're going, you know, that direction, right? It would tell us to go to the right to go that way. Yeah, okay, so that does work. Obviously this would be going to the opposite direction. Right? Okay, so that does work. Again, just need to make a vehicle that actually works using this, which is, well, easier said than done. See, it'd be nice with, you know, Brent's tool if I could just move this on top of here just to save space. Because, like, to make a vehicle that's this wide is a little bit inconvenient. So, what I'm gonna have to do, unfortunately, is, well, so what are these going into? Those go into those, and this goes into... Okay, I'm gonna have to make dummy switches for those right now anyways, so... I hope that's right. Hopefully. So we have our inputs right there. And these are our manual inputs, so I do have to change those. There we go. Those two. Wait, what? That one. That one. Cool. Oh, they're facing in different directions. Oh, whatever. There we go. Nice, simple, and clean logic with the same output so far. With that being increased by 1, tells it to go to the left. In the opposite direction, still tells it to go to the left because obviously it doesn't know what the fuck it's doing. Ugh, technology. Alright, so now I have those inputted, which is good. Because I could just have them on a switch, but now I can put the switches wherever I want, which is good. As for these, I have already, switches ready for those, so that's good. So I can have whatever inputs I need for that, which obviously will be detecting that little line right there, which should be good. This is left, this is right, this is straight. So basically we need to prioritize straight before right or left, otherwise it's going to go right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, and that's inefficient. We'd rather it to go straight first, and then go left, right, depending. So yeah. I'm tempted to just do ignore of this and put it into both those. But like nor of this and on those kind of thing. Or no, nor on those. Or NAND. NAND on those, and then this goes into those. Like if we go NAND, and then we go, would be NOR. No? And. No, I don't know what I'm doing, apparently. Just put them back on NOR for now. Okay. So now I just need to connect that and that and connect that. Now I should technically be able to delete all the metal there. Much better. And everything should still be wired properly. Obviously except for the switches, because those aren't inputted, because I'll be using a different method. And now to throw this on a car. Okay, so because for now I'm just gonna weld it to the top. Or do I do it sideways? Because I did do it sideways before. Yeah, no, for now I'll just do it forward to back kind of thing. Four, 3, +1, +1. And yes, this is going to have actual steering, not WSD steering. So we go 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 10. That long. That might be a little too short. Let's just give it 2 extra blocks. Hey clock. Sorry I can't give you head pats in this game mode. Boo. I missed. And still missed. Just never mind. Do 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 do. Yeah, he came back a while ago. Q Q Q Q. What do you mean happened to not carrying it looks nice? This does not look nice. I don't know what you're talking about. Fuck. I was trying to prevent it from falling off and all I did was make it fall off. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. This looks ugly as shit. Just looks like a goddamn box. I said, just needs to be functional for now. I can worry about the rest of the aesthetics later. But for now, because I don't need reverse, I just need forward. So I'm only going to use the front for everything. The back is literally just going to do nothing. Unless I want to do steering on both, which is extremely tempting because I know Khan did that. This car looks... No. But yeah, Clock knows quite a bit about logic and stuff, so he should be able to apply it to scrap mechanic. Also, Clock, if you're going to be building, you won't be able to take this off the ground if you place it while it's on the ground. So I do recommend to make a little dummy platform on a lift and placing it on there. Just because then you can pick it up and save it. And if you want to weld it to the ground, you can grab the weld tool and just weld it to the ground. Obviously, if you want to take it off the ground, you can delete its attachment to the ground, right? Yeah. So that's just what I recommend if you're doing logic, because you don't want to have everything welded to the ground and now it's stuck to the world forever. So, which is why this is so far off the ground for the city. Is because right now all I have to do is delete the weld point to the ground and I can take the entire thing off the ground. So, like if I want to change it or delete it, right? Or save it, then I can. That's why I do it that way. Okay, and now I need to raise this part off the ground. Let's see, the middle point should be that right there. The red one. Let's just weld it to right about there to see how far away it is from centered and everything. 4 out on that side and, well, 4 out from that side. And how much from the front? 4 out from the front. And 4 out from the back. Yeah, I got it centered dead on. Nice. First try. Okay, so let's just do that. Okay. So I do need to put sensors on the sides that are about the height of that curb there. So I'm going to have it on these two here, or no, I could do it from those two. I could do it from the very bottom too. So that means I am actually going to move this to the front here. Live music stuck in my head. Like. There we go. A little better. Because now I should be able to put these two right there. There. And then I can set this to like, I don't know, like, I don't know, 10 should be right. I'll just have it in color mode on, put it to gray. Color mode on, put it to gray. So now when this drives by this, it can tell exactly where it is. Because that's all this does, is tell it where it is. So it compares where it is and which direction it's heading, obviously here. So basically where it is to where it needs to go, and then increments its counter here, depending on that. Who is in game? We have Clock and Pingu currently in the game, I believe. Yep. So yeah, for this here right now, I believe I have to start it off all the way over here. Actually, no, I could just change the default value. You can do that manually. Just set the default value to 1 and 1, which would just do that and that. Right? So if we say where we want to go is 1 and 1, right? It's going to tell us not to go anywhere because we're at where we need to go. But say if we want to go to that over there, right? That road right there, our x would need to be increased by 1, so we would do that, right? So what it's going to tell us to do is it's going to tell us to turn to the right at the next intersection. And that should put us on the correct road. Now obviously once we get there, it's going to increment this one by 1, telling us to stop. Right? So that's how that works. So yeah. Wait, so now I need to input from... Okay, first I need to figure out the binary I'm using for the directions. So, both painted, right, would say I'm going that way. Which means I need to put it on that one here, both painted. Right? So this intersection, both would be painted gray. As said to us, we wouldn't normally see that, but to the AI vehicle, it sees that night and day with no issues. Right? So both painted would be that way, right? So now we go both off. So neither painted would be that way. So now we just need to make sure that none of these are painted. And you're going to be thinking, well, if none of them are painted, how does it know it went by an intersection? Well, there's two ways to do it. One, I can have it detect the white line. Two, I can tell it to just sense for a goddamn pole. Right? So, yeah. So I just do like that. Right? Telling it when it drives by a pole, kind of thing. So that's not too hard. What I did before is I sensed for the white line, because I figured it'd be easier. See, now this makes me want to check which direction I want things to be in. If I want this to be top or if I want this to be top. I think for now, this one will be top, this one will be bottom. So, yeah, we'll wire this in as top and bottom. Actually, I shouldn't have wired it in already. Just put on OR for now. So if top is on, tells it to go that way, which would be this right here. So this one will just be the middle ring. Telling it that it's going that way, right? Yep. And if we have this one on, it tells it's going... What? Oh, I put it on the wrong side, didn't I? Derp. Okay. You don't drive on this side of the road. You're driving this way. Right? It's on the bottom. Yeah, there we go. This one should be top. Middle ring. Bottom ring. Both off. Both on. Yeah. As I said, the vehicle can see those night and day, even though if you look at this, you're like, what? So, yeah. Okay. So now we got the input saying, you know, which direction I'm heading. So now what I need to do is I need to have it refresh that value. Okay, so because obviously we're not going to have an entire wall or line saying I'm heading in that direction, right? So we need to have it stay on, right? So we can't just have it obviously wired directly into there, which is before why I had a, you know, a nor or setup. So I will do, well, just the same thing here. So we'll go nor, or, or. Top will input into that, bottom will input into that. So now what we do is if we want to turn it off, we do that. Right? Now it's off until obviously it's sensed again. And having this OR, it can take in multiple inputs, which is good because that's what we want. We want multiple inputs to be able to turn it off because we want, you know, the sensor that says I need to flush the values to be able to turn it off, right? And we also need the output to be directly from the middle ones there, and not the sensors themselves. But then again, is this? Okay, that's just the opposite input. Okay, that's fine. So I was going to say, if it's the opposite input, then I can just take it directly from that, but... Actually, I totally could. I could literally save space on this. Huh. Interesting. Just add 2 more blocks onto here and then remove all 6 of those. Yeah, whatever, I'll do it this way. Doesn't really matter. For now, I'll have 4 redundant logic gates, and I can always watch the stream to see where I made them redundant. Okay, so it's not connected to there anymore, and that's not connected into there. Cool. I'm also gonna move these sensors because it's weird. Cool. And I'm actually gonna move it to right about there. Cool. Alright, so we'll have this flush the value. Top and bottom. So it's going to flush it right before it gets to it, saying which direction it's heading. Then again, that value should also change depending on, well, no, because it's going to flush it every time it gets to a pole, it's going to flush it, then it's going to check to see which direction it's heading. So it doesn't know which direction it's heading until it gets to the intersection itself. Then when it gets to the intersection itself, it decides which direction it needs to go in. Okay. Alright, so or of those go into that, basically. Telling it to go forward. Not very fast forward, but forward. We'll do slow for now. Okay. And then now what we need to do is, based on this input here, let's draw, actually I'm going to move that there. There we go. Because I want to have this over here. So we're going to do that. And we're going to output into those. Okay. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to have, when it gets to an intersection, right? It's going to send it one tick pulse based on, obviously, which direction it's heading into whichever one it needs to increment, right? But the problem with just doing it like this directly is, say if I'm heading north, right? And I need to head east, right? Is he just trying to make a ramp to get it on here? I see. Okay. The problem with, if him heading north and we turn, to go east, right? Is that if we say we incremented going north one value, it's going to increase, obviously, this one by 1, right? Not the one where we're supposed to be going by 1, right? So, concrete is so grippy, lol. Well, it's definitely grippier than dirt, which makes sense. So what we need to do is based off of the direction it's supposed to be going. Which either means we need to do more math, or, well, yeah, basically we need to do a little bit more math, unfortunately. Oh boy. Which means I'm half tempted to only increase the value at the next intersection, right before it clears. The problem with that is if it clears. Huh. Because basically I have to have it increment at the next intersection, not the previous one. And then it would work. Yeah, I'll stream Subnautica again eventually. Don't worry. Having fun with that rally car? That looks like Con made? Except for it looks like you modified it because the back wheel is painted a different color. So it looks like you just... Wait, what did you do to it? Okay. And there he goes. That's the one with thrusters in it, isn't it? Yeah. I don't like this one. Let me just, like, use this. Oh, this is slow. Okay, let's see. This is the same dimensions as that. Let's see how hard it is to get around a corner. Because we're gonna assume it's like right about here, right? And we have to. Yeah, no, that's a really sharp turn. Is it possible to have a powered bearing have 0 resistance when it's not being powered? Well, do you see what I'm doing here? This is one way to do it. See? No resistance. They're not even powered in the first place. Okay, so there's two ways to do it. There's either do it this way, right? Or the other way it's actually really simple. Say you have your wheel, right? And let's say you have you know, a little, like, I don't know. I'm just gonna do it this way because I'm weird. You have like a, oops. You have like a peg. Right? Actually, I guess the easier way to do this would just to do that and that. Right? Or that doesn't lock itself if I do it. Yeah, because that rotating that wouldn't obviously do anything. Actually, no, it would. It would. Because that's not the part you lock. It'd be this part you lock. There we go. Because you have to have a free-floating bearing to have 0 resistance, right? So you'd have your engine, right, go into the one down here, right? And what you want to do is you want to have either a W or S detector. In this case, we'll do a very, very basic W detector, right? And we could even, well, no, we'd have to do it from a different controller. So we do that, you do that. Go like that, put a block there, connect this to the piston, connect that to there, make sure that's on repeats, set it to 1, that's, and then we'd have that input into there, which would rotate the thing by, well, for now, we're going to have it right there, and we'll turn it to the right by 90 degrees, I believe. Okay, and now we can have this go into that, and we can put it to whatever speed we want. So now when we lock it, it should be able to rotate that. And obviously when we let go, it's free floating. So now it can rotate on its own with no issues. Which means it has very, very low friction. It just has the scrap mechanic friction. So that's probably the easiest way to do it. But I still prefer what I did for this vehicle, which is literally just, you know, glitch. Because this is just a glitch. Because they're free floating in the first place. So, yeah. And obviously this is the slower version of this. I could remove a bunch of weight to make it faster if I wanted to. Like, there's a lot of useless stuff on here. Like, essentially, all of that, all of that, all of that. All that's completely useless. Actually, all that, and yes, when you make it lighter, it's faster. So, yeah, I can remove all of that. Which is just there for aesthetic, to make it look like it's, you know, a car. But yeah, this is much faster. And obviously I can remove the wood in the center there to make it even lighter if I wanted to. And I can also make it out of pistons to make it even lighter as well. So, actually, let me do that. Let's put wood piece there. We'll put a wood piece right along there, which means we should be able to delete. Oop. Yeah, it doesn't like that. Because it's constantly trying to be enabled right now, because it doesn't have the input from the controller, which is in the center. So for now, I'll put the controller right there. Compact version of binary. Give me a second here. Oh, did I put stone there? Whoops. There we go. And then we'll do that, that's. Because that's going to try moving too. Which means we could just do that, and we'll have this controller go into there, go into there, go into that, go into that, go into that one, and go into that one. With all of these being on a default value of 1. On repeats, that goes down to min, and we'll have these on like, I don't know, like 3. Should be more than enough. And we'll have this go into that, and that should be... Oh, and then I have to input that into those. There we go. Much later. And obviously I'd have to lighten the suspension, but yeah. And obviously if I wanted, I can replace some of the axle with pistons as well, but meh. Okay, so you said you wanted to compare binary? How many digits of binary is that? Is that 4? Oh, is that binary comparing? Like, outputting a greater than or less than? This already looks stupidly more compact than that. Actually, no, it's probably about the same. Remember, the one on the left actually has a binary counter, so like, all of this right here is just one line. So it's literally just the one line of switches you got on there. So it'd be 1, 2, 3. Because let's see, I could just remove 15 logic gates, and this is, so that'd be 31. How many is this? 29. Okay, so you removed 2 logic gates. So that's it's the same then. Okay, you're just saying it's just okay. Yeah, but 2 gates less. So which redundant gates did I have then? Oh, wait, no. That and that are redundant gates as well. The red and the green are redundant as well, so it's literally the same. Same amount of stuff. It's just, yeah, that's cube instead of this. It's just I wanted to be able to increase the value and decrease the value with a button press. So, like being able to count up and count down. But yeah, it outputs whether it's greater than or less than. That's literally what we're using for the AI vehicle. We're taking the X value of where it is and comparing it to the X value of where it needs to be. And it tells it whether it's greater than or less than. And if you compare the greater than or less than to the direction it's heading in, right, then it tells it which direction it needs to go in. That's all it is. So like with an AI vehicle with mods, you'd be able to do this within like, for the entire vehicle, probably about 12 logic gates. Which is annoying, but, you know, whatever. Because on there you have a compass. With mods. So, it's like, yeah, if my destination's over there and it's over here, I just take a compass and use a greater than or less than math block and be like, is it greater than or less than this, and go in that direction otherwise. There you go, done. This way we're like, okay, you have to manually input where you are. You have to have it change where you are based on where you went. You have to have it calculate the difference using logic. And then apply that based on where you are. Ugh. Doing this like it's 1998, yeah. But it works, technically, or theoretically. But yeah, Mr. Beasneys, I will be doing Subnautica again. Don't worry. Wow. After he finishes with his current updates to the mods he's working on. Ooh, this might be a little too fast for this kind of road. And or it's too big. Try to drive straight. Wow. Oof. Yeah, that is way too fast. Oof. And or the intersections are just, they're too close together. And the street's too skinny. Oof. Yeah, I'm just gonna turn down the speed of the engine, because clearly it's too fast. Let's try lowering that. Why is it? I never understand the vehicles. They wanna, like... they wanna just, like, not go straight. I've never understood that. Like, my car does not want to go straight. It always, like, slightly drifts to one direction. It's like, why? Like, I get that roads are slanted normally. But, like, I'm not slanting these roads. Also, suspension might be a little too floaty. I don't know. Try to drive this one? Where... Oh god, no, I'm not driving that one. I'm not driving it. You actually didn't do a terrible job, though. Like you really did not do a bad job on it. It looks decent. You did make it so the doors, the doors don't open, and you remap them to the wheels. Hey, at least the hood still opens. I don't know what the button's supposed to do. I mean, ignore bad logic. Most of the logic was from me. Or did you delete a lot of it? Yeah, what is the button supposed to do? RS? What's RS? Some type of latch. Oh, a NOR latch. Why did you need a NOR latch? Also, NOR latch is like... That's all RS NOR latch is. Unless you do it from one input, then it's like... Unless you want one input, then it's that. But, meh. Kinda curious what Clock's up to. Wait, is he trying to make it smaller? Oh, 3-bit version. Nice. Hey, now to make a 10-bit version. No, just kidding. Don't do it ever. That would suck because it gets infinitely more complex. No, don't. I don't want you to spend like the next like hour. No. Seen 10 hours. Yeah, no, there's no point in making it. There's literally no point because no one would ever use it. They'd be like, I'd rather use mods. Okay, so now to increment. Yeah, because the reason I put those on there is so I could just input into those instead of having to use the buttons. That's why I did that. That's why it's got the extra gates. Because I have to be able to have the vehicle increment its own position when it gets past an intersection. So like right now, technically, I should have this as right here. Right? So it tries to tell it to go forward. Then depending on which direction it needs to head, it will increment it by, you know, the proper amount. So I should have this increment this by 1. Hopefully. I don't think it sensed it. What? Oh, this one. Oh. Wait, what? Oh. Okay. Hey, look, my lift detector's gonna come in handy. See? Should reset it. And it did. What? There we go. There we go. Lift detector. Really, actually, really useful. Because it doesn't take up much space. And you'll be surprised what this does. Like, it literally only is on when it's on a lift. And I made this by accident. I was working on something else. Wait, are they still? Okay, so clock is still over there. What's... Oh, it's way off in the distance over there. Okay. Okay. Now I have to compare... Alright, now I have to increment by the correct value. I think I'm just gonna do this. Nor. Now it turns all those into 1-tick pulses as an output whenever it goes by a thing. See? Now it only increments by 1 every time it passes by something. Which means if it passes by something and it's going in this direction, right? It will increment this one by 1. And if it's going in the opposite direction, it increments by -1. And if it's going that way, it increments that one by 1. And if it's going in the opposite direction, it devalue by 1. Much simple. Much wow. The only problem is if it detects a player. So I have to like, I'll probably have to set it to a slightly small value. So I'll probably set it to like 8. And I still have to have curb detection, obviously. So it's just like, yes, that is curb. Do I want to drive into that? Obviously not. Right? That kind of thing. So, yeah. Because right now, this is just the logic. The logic is essentially done. This is all the logic done for the vehicle. Now I just have to make the vehicle be able to drive forward and be able to turn in both sides depending on which direction it's inputted, which is the part I don't like about AI vehicles. Okay, you just incremented it by 1 by walking by it. Actually, did you? Wait. If I walk by it, does that increment it? Didn't look like it incremented. Oh yeah, no, it is. Every time. It's incrementing the side. Because that's the forward and back. And obviously if we manually change the direction, it would, you know, respond accordingly. But yeah, we also only want that to detect a pole. So, meh. Oops, I don't know. Okay. As I said, right now this technically works. All I have to do now is say how long I need to turn to the right for, what angle I need to turn right for, and only turn right when it's obviously inputted a right direction. Which would be outputted from these two up here. So this one tells it to go right, this one tells it to go left, which means red will probably do 60 for now, and then left obviously doesn't need to turn as steep, so we'll try 30. Cool. And we also only want to output those when it gets to an intersection for a certain period of time. Which means we need 2 separate sections with timers. So we need to go that, like that. And we go nor. These ones will be on and. Actually, these should technically be on right now. As long as I wire them correctly. What? Why isn't that on? That's on and. Wait, is it on the lift right now? No. If that's NOR, and this is going into this, and this is going into that, why the fuck is that not on? And. Because this timer should be on. It's on NOR. Oh, is it? Oh, it's because it doesn't have an input. Never mind. Okay, I'm just being dumb. Yeah, basically what this does, it only does an output for a set period of time. Right? So like say if we say go to the right, right? Since the right needs to be a different time than the left, we'll obviously have it on that one. And the left needs to be on that one, right? So it'll only be on for that period of time. But what we're going to do is we're also going to have those on NOR, right? So it's only when, let's say for example, this is on, right? Yeah, as you saw, it turned. But we only want that for a certain period of time. So let's do, say, half a second temporarily to see how that does. Obviously, I'll have to fiddle around with this. But yeah, and we also, since those are on that setting there, we also have to be able to have the vehicle itself, when it detects a wall or something, being able to fix those as well. So we're going to have OR and OR. So that has to go into those. And this has to go into that. You can quickly see how basic logic is becoming, well, messy. As much as I don't like that. For left, I don't think we really need to worry about the and for left, but we do for the other direction. As for this, though, I do need to move it one higher. It's just easier if I do, so I will. Right, so this has to go into that, goes into that, and that. We're also going to set that to 8. And I'm also going to put a bearing right there. With this at like, put it like 5. Yeah, color mode off. And we'll output that from there, and we'll set it at like, I don't know, red 15 degrees. That might be too much. There we go. Right, and what this will do is if that senses, right, we need it to turn to the left. Actually, I could do a little bit of fancy logic here if I wanted to, which I am going to. Just so it only stays to the one side. So this one we'll put to 6. And we're also going to have this on 10 degrees as well. So it's at the same angle, right? So this one's at 6, this one's at 5, right? If both are on, right, what we want to do is we want to turn to the left. So we'll do an AND condition, right? And that will turn it to, well, the left. So we'll have that one turn on, right? If this one's on and this one's off, we don't want it to do anything. But if this one is off and this one is on, we want it to turn to the right. Actually, if both of them are off, right? So we want to have a NOR condition saying if that one is off, wait, that is the block I just placed, right? Whatever, hopefully. And we want that on NOR. Then we want to turn in the opposite direction. Right? So now, if we tell this thing to start moving forward, obviously we want to completely disregard any forward input. Let's speed this up a little bit. This thing should, hopefully, center itself. The only problem with doing it this way is obviously when it gets to an edge like this, it's going to try to follow it. But it does technically work, right? See, stays right in between the lines without an issue. So that's how I do lazy AI on one side, anyways. And obviously you can speed this up to a faster speed and it's perfectly fine. Again, the only issue with this is when it gets to a corner, it's going to be like, oh, I need to turn. So, again, those angles are too steep. So it's, yeah. With the delay and everything, it's yeah. So I'm going to put those to 45. And I'm going to put these to 15. I actually like how well that took that turn. Yeah, that's much nicer. Okay, it might actually need to be one block further away from the curb. But let's see how well it takes this corner. first. Yeah, okay, it took it a little bit too far. So let's, oh yeah, no, it's caught on the curb now. Okay, so let's actually put this to 6 and this to 7. Right, and we'll just, like, I don't know, we'll whack it with a hammer for now, just to get it back into place. Okay, buddy, you need to get off that fucking curb, you piece of shit. Get off the fucking curb. You're not listening. Okay, I'll put you here. Center yourself. Remember, this one's gonna be slightly further away than before. Still overcorrecting a little too much. Yeah, so now it's closer to the middle. So now let's see how well it takes the turn. Now that it takes it at a slightly steeper angle. You know, it just takes it further. Interesting. Oof. Yeah, it takes it too steep. And the issue that... Yeah, okay. The main reason it's doing that is because these are further away from each other. So like, by the time that one turns off, it's like too far out kind of thing. And by the time it turns back on, it's too close. So yeah. So like, a way I have to fix that is to make it closer, I guess. But I don't think I want to make it too close. It's like that's pretty close. That's literally 4 blocks away. Yeah, right now it's trying to stay between 4 and 5 blocks away from the curb. But yeah, see, it takes that too late kind of thing, which means I do need to put the sensors closer to the front. So let's put sensors closer to the front, I guess. We'll just put them right there. Actually, I'm going to redo all of that right here by making it look like this ugly mess. Oof. Alright, so this one needs to go into whatever this one's currently connected to, which looks like that one, all of those. And that. And now for these. Yeah, I'm confused. Which ones is this one connected to? So it shows it's connected to that one. And that one. And this one also shows it's connected to that one. The same two. Why would... What? Why would they both be connected to the exact same? Wouldn't that be kind of redundant? Oh, never mind, that isn't. That's actually completely necessary. Okay. It's and or neither. So that's why it's like that. Okay, so now I can delete this. That, 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 and that's. Cool. And now I could remap. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh no, I did do it to the right ones. Okay. So now these ones, which for now only go into. Really? Just into that one there, and this one into that one there? Interesting. Okay. So, top is left, bottom is right. Left, right, and I can delete those. There we go. Alright, so which means these, distance of like 8's set correctly, distance of 8, set correctly. Hopefully this still works. Oof. And I still need to set the angles of those. So that's too steep of an angle. Also, 6, 5. Oh, the top one doesn't see. The top one does have to be steeper? Or is putting it on a weird angle like that just not like how it is? Whee! Takes it too steep. Still takes it too steep. So let's try to... What angle is that at, by the way? 10? How far away from the curb is that? Okay. I'll put you here. How far away from the curb is that? Bruh. Fuck you too, game. They're both on. Turn to the fucking left, you piece of shit. What the fuck is going on here? It was not doing this before. What? Oh, I deleted the wrong fucking blocks. Oh, great. should probably save this more often than I do. Okay, that should technically be on. It's on a goddamn fucking lift. Oh, the lift detector fucking reversed because it's a goddamn ass. Well, fuck you too. Reset. That one. Right, now it doesn't have any right or left detection. Again, this is why I don't like fucking AI. You are back. Woo. Or if I just like... Are you... That is not the fucking block I deleted. Go fuck yourself, game. That actually pisses me off. That is not the fucking block I deleted. Now I have to redo all of that. I'm just like, yeah, I should fucking save it. Well, go fuck yourself, game. Like, literally, go fuck yourself. Can you get off the fucking lift? That pisses me off. All that fucking work. Just gone, just like that. Go fuck yourself. That's not even the front of the fucking vehicle. God damn it. Fuck you, suck my goddamn fucking dick, no one loves you. You're fucking adopted. Get out of my fucking way. Fuck off. Just making more work for myself. I don't even care. Why you do this? Again, not even the fucking vehicle. Why do you weld in the wrong fucking spot? I don't get you, game. Weld in the goddamn fucking right spot. Like, front of vehicle. Front of vehicle. Why you no weld at the fucking front of vehicle? Okay, so what I was trying to do before game fucking dicked me over, right, was, you know how the center of the vehicle, this thing isn't centered anymore. No, it is. Or is it? 3? 4? What? Did it? Did the dimensions of this thing change? No? Okay. Okay, what I was going to try to do, right, is, you know how there's a lift right here, right? So what I was going to try to do was have it only detect the fucking lift. And have that as my lift detector. Which would be the hard reset for that value and that value. Which would fix a lot of the issues I was having with my old lift detector, yeah. But see, now I gotta redo all this. So, that's fun. Because the part I hate is making the vehicle being able to follow the road and stuff. Because that's the part of AI I suck at. This logic stuff is really easy. But yeah, no. Okay, now to figure out. Oh, it's because that one's on? Oh, that one's on. What? Why'd it be on? Why would it... If the values are all fucking equal... Yeah, the values are equal. Why the fuck were you trying to turn to the goddamn left? See, now it's fine, but still. There we go. Now I gotta make sure these are all wired still. Those I have to rewire because game. Okay. You gonna close your game for a second? Okay. Pingu said he... Wait, did Pingu said he... Oh yeah, he said he had to go goodnight. Whoops. I didn't read it. See, I'm thinking if I put these on different angles, I could fine tune it. To be a little bit more sensitive kind of thing. But obviously it's not going to be that simple. I would also prefer to have this in the same block as that, but you know. Like I could technically do that. Actually, is everything... It's fixed, right? Okay, let me just... Taxi 5. Just before I forget, you know? So at least have this restore point. In case I fuck up even worse somehow. I did. I didn't. Okay. Okay, so I was gonna weld this inside of there, which I could do with Brent Blatt's blueprint editor, but if I do it with the mirror mod, I can't, and I'm too lazy to bring up his blueprint editor, so it's gonna stay protruding like that, just because I'm lazy. That's legit the only reason. Okay, so it's saying to turn to the left because it's too close, which is good. We want it to turn to the left because it's too close. Wait, what? That's not why it's turning left. It's because left is on. Okay, how about now? Okay. And then... Nor. Let's see, if both are on, turn to left. If one is on, doesn't matter. If both are off... Okay, yeah, that should be fine logic-wise. I'm just seeing if there's a way we could direct wire it, but doesn't look like it. Let's see, both are on. Turn to left. There we go. Okay, let's give this thing a dummy value. For now, temporarily, of course. Just to see if it works, kind of thing. How badly do you follow curb? Is that... Okay, so it's slightly too close to curb. Fine, we can adjust that. That's fine. But I just want to see how well it takes corner now that I've adjusted values. And moved it. Okay, so it takes it too steeply. Essentially from what I see there. So let's adjust that. Let's also increase this to 7 and this to 6. So now it should be properly centered. And now let's see how well it takes this corner. Because again, it still might be too steep. Not too bad now. So let's try 25, 25. So remember, once we get this tuned, right, then we can obviously have that for the actual turning. Is this how Glace is gonna take over Uber? Oof. It's just an AI terribly built vehicle. Oof. I'm actually curious if this can even... Oh, it has been keeping track of how many times we pass by a pole. Like, this will increment by 1. And it's still taking that. Oh. Okay, so yeah, that needs to be steeper. Oof. Is it gonna fix itself? Looks like it, eventually. An AI strip club? I don't think that works. Canadian version of Elon Musk? No, not even close. I do have these on max, right? Yeah, they are on max. Which is slow. Alright, let's see. How well do you take corner now? Oof. I almost want to add a delay to when it starts turning. Yeah, the car has a horrible turning radius. Actually, if I swap the two sides, it would detect that corner 1 block later. Which may or may not help it, I don't know. Just 1 block further out, like, that's... Yeah. It does look like that back wheel is drifting, though. Which doesn't make sense to me why it drifts. Like, do I really have to... Oh wait, yeah, let's reset those. Okay. For the drifting thing, right? Do I have to, like, do that? to remove the drifting issue? Is that what I have to do? Like, will that magically solve that issue? Well, it already looks quite a bit more stable. Because now it's barely adjusting. Huh. Now that all the power's in the back. Huh. Interesting. So now let's see how well it takes this corner. Now that the actual engine's in the back. Let's see. It takes it better. It needs to have a better increased angle. Obviously. Reset. Resets. Turn on. There we go. There we go. Kind of want to make it faster, but I want to see if it could even take the corner at all first. And you'll obviously see this counter increase every time it passes by a pole. Hopefully. But we also don't have the direction set properly yet, so... Oof. Oof. Yeah, I guess that's what happens when we have... I kind of want to delete it, but I kind of don't, so I'm just going to place it there. An all-wheel drive taxi that has a... Wait, how do you make all-wheel drive with a jet engine? How does that make any sense? Oh, it's doing the oscillating thing again. Because it takes too late to tell it which direction to turn in. Still not steep enough. Okay, so now, to fix that issue, what if I just like, I don't know, power all four? Would that magically fix that issue? What? Why are you trying to turn to the right? Are you too far away? I doubt you're too far away. Apparently it was too far away. Okay. Well, that did help with the oscillating issue, I guess. Only time will tell. A pet potato. Why? They make a taxi with a fake Indian person. No comment. Aww. Let's see if it still has an oscillating issue though. It's just gonna keep... Nope, it fixed itself. Okay. Much better. Okay, what happens if I just make it faster? YouTube does not approve. Lol. Oh god, I'm curious how bad it takes this corner. That is really close though. It just drove right over them. Lol. Yep, and the oscillating issue is so much worse when it's going at a slightly higher speed. Okay, so another thing I want to try is... So, you know how This we could just do that, and might change something. I don't know. We'll see. Oh wait, that's right. We can't do it at this corner because it's gonna clip that edge. We'll do it at over here. Do that. That's obviously because we have this part going out to the side too much, and it's hitting this. And that should fix it. A taxi, it's a white van, oof. Okay, how well do you take corner? Remember, as I said, this is my least favorite part of making an AI. Is doing this. Because this is just... Oh, you still might be a little too steep there, bud. You might be a little too steep there, bud. Oof. You know what? Let's just crank up the speed. Make the oscillating issue even worse. Make it up to random. Make you drive right over the curb. Giving it worse response time because I put it on the other side. Come on, you got this. Take that corner like a champ. Just barely clips it and doesn't drive over. Hey, I'm Canadian. What would you expect? Okay, let's actually put this to 8. Give it a little bit more. Yeah, it just instantly solves the issue. Give it a little bit more variance in how far away it can be from the curb. And how badly do you clip? Oof, just barely clips. Alright, let's see how well you do at this one with the thingy on the side. Should be fine now. Wow. Oh, just barely clips it, but it doesn't care. Yeah. Okay, so I got turning right down. Now we gotta do turning left. Ugh. The car's too big just to remove. They do that though. Oh, that one didn't actually hit the curb this time. And it took the turn. Huh. That's... Wait, did it not go outside the line either? Okay, we gotta watch this corner here. Does that side go out the line? Is that all I had to do is just change that by one more block and it just works? Like, does this actually get past that line? That's all I care. No, it doesn't. Damn. It's almost taking it still too steep now. Which means I could lower that to like 43. I'm just curious what 43 will do. So all I did was make it detect the corner at one block later and give it one more block variance. Yeah, it just take... Huh. Okay, I'm just gonna... 40. How well does it take this corner? Currently watching car dev vlog. This is how they test the cars. They play scrap mechanic. Oof. That would... And... Yeah, it doesn't hit the curb. Goes a little too far on that side. Okay, see, yeah, that's too wide. Right? So let's actually tighten that by one more block. Now we'll check on this corner. Doesn't hit curb. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. I'm actually kind of terrified how well that works. See, now the only issue is, when it gets to an intersection like this, and we want it up to the AI part, we don't want it to turn on its own. Right? We have to disable that aspect. That is a little too far. I'll put it to 42. 43. I'll try 43 again. We just don't want it to hit the curb ever. Because if it hits the curb, then the sensors get propped up. You see that? That was close. That's close there. There we go. Straightens itself out. Let's see what the counter is. How many laps has it done? It's done 3 laps. It doesn't hit that side. Doesn't get too close to that line. Yeah, that's good enough for me. I'm almost tempted to give it even more variance, which could be bad, but you know what? Fuck it. Why not? Again, it could be bad, but then again, let's see. It's a little close there. I just want it to be a smoother ride, that's all. Yeah, no, I'm putting this back to 6. Yeah, it doesn't hit curb. Barely. Whee! And straightens itself right out. Okay, so this thing can now drive in circles. And count how many times it's driven in a circle. Which is not the whole point of it, obviously. Doesn't hit curb, perfect. Doesn't go over the line, perfect. Doesn't randomly drive itself over the curb, which is also good. Is it fast? No, not really. Let's try speeding it up again. uh, goes over line slightly and goes over curb. You know. We can't have it going that fast. We got it going that we had on that speed, right? Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna taxi 5. Yes, I can overwrite. This actually works. There we go. I think that's the speed we had on there. It worked. But yeah, do you use multiple engines? Not on this one. Alright, so obviously, again, it can count on how many times it's passed by that pole over there. Not what we need. We need... Actually, if I build the other poles... I should get you guys to make the poles. I'm too lazy. Because, like, if you guys make the poles, I'll paint them. It's not hard to paint them. You just gotta... Like, one direction's all on, the other direction's all off. The middle one's on, and the other one's the bottom one's on. So, just tells it which direction it's heading in. And the player can't really see it. So that's why I do it that way. Which means also, when it needs to turn in a specific direction, or needs to go straight, right, it needs to not turn at those kind of intersections. Which I don't know how I'm going to do that, while still having the AI part and keeping it in the lane. Because I'd have to have it disable the AI part right here to go straight. Right? And right now I don't have a disable option for it. right? Like, I have a force left, but that's not going to work well with, you know, it already trying to turn right. So, yeah. Wait, how long have I been streaming this? Oof. 2.5 hours just to be able to make this turn in a circle. And it obviously explain how this works, which means I can easily go back into a stream. Yeah, and it passed by the pole once, so it's at 1 right now. Because it's only going forward right now, so it keeps thinking it's going in a straight line, which is why the x value is increasing by 1, and the y... Sorry, that's why the y value is increasing by 1, but the x value isn't changing. It's because we haven't given it a different direction yet. So if I gave it a different direction by adding more poles, it would go, you know, up, up, down, down, and it would, you know, it would go back to 0 every single time, which means it would work, technically speaking, right? It just needs to be able to say, I'm supposed to turn left. I don't want to turn left the entire time. I only want to do it at an intersection. So I have to have a timer while it's at an intersection, right? So when that first sensor goes on there, right, or that one there, that one will say, I'm at an intersection. When I'm at an intersection, let the direction one take over and turn off the, you know, am I in the lane or not? And then with that, only have it on for a certain period of time, which I've already have set up. So basically I just have to have a timer that says if I'm in an intersection, disable, you know, the right and left detection. Which means technically I'm happy with this and I'm good with it. So, yay? Okay, let's actually set this to that. So once, actually, we'll set it to that. So the next time it gets by that pole, it should stop. Remember, it thinks it's going in a straight line right now because we haven't given it any other directions yet. So technically, the next time it gets to that line there, it should stop. But let's see if it actually does that. If it does, then I'm counting this as done. Stream is good. I'll work on the rest off stream. Unless you guys want me to do on stream, but in that one I'll probably finish off the AI and make it look good. But in doing that, I'm going to have to redo all of this top section. Because I can't have it looking like this, obviously. You have to compact the living hell out of it. But as I said, if this gets to that pole and it stops, we know this works. So, I'm not going to push anything. I'm going to be all the way over here. Oh, I accidentally got in front of the sensor. Give me a second here. There we go. I just gave it one more bit. Because I accidentally jumped in front of the sensor because I'm a dumbass. Which is a slight problem that I'll have to change. And, yep, stops. Because it says, I'm at destination. My value equals where I need to be. And if it's higher than what it needs to be, or if it's higher than it needs to be, it doesn't know what to do. It just says, fuck. Like right now it's trying to turn to the left. Oh no, it's trying to turn to the left because it's too close to the thing right now. But yeah, that is... Obviously, because those values are like that, so it's going to be on by default apparently. But I'm going to save that as taxi 5. Overwrite. I'm happy with that. Is it? If you guys liked the video, hit the like button. If you disliked it, why are you still watching? There's so many YouTubers that do this kind of stuff better. Seriously though, I'd rather build this on your own breadboard. You probably could, and it'd probably work better too. But with the multiplayer lag, it sucks. Especially when you're on the other side of the world. But if you're playing on your own, like even if you host and I join you, the lag would be much less, like significantly less. So it might be more enjoyable for you. But I'm gonna head out. I spent fucking 2.5 hours. So that means in total, I've spent about 9 hours on this. Actually, no. 3 hours. No, sorry, I spent 5 hours. No? 6, 5, 6. I've spent 6 hours on this so far. And this is all I have done. Which means probably about another hour to get it so it says, I'm at an intersection and the tuning. And then probably, since I have to redo all the logic up here, probably another 2 hours. So I'm assuming this is a 10-hour project in total. 10 hours to make a taxi that can go to where you tell it to go. That's too much. But then again, it's vanilla. What do you expect? But yeah. I'm probably either gonna go into VR chat or watch a few YouTube videos and some anime. I'll probably do both, to be honest. I also want to play a little bit of Crossout since there's a new update that came out, and the market right now is gonna be a little higher than normal, so it's a good time to play. Tesla didn't build their car in one day. Well, I'll build this one in less than a day, not even half a day. It's just I'm too lazy to do it all in one day. It's like, yeah, you spend 8 hours at work to make $100 and some. Spend 8 hours on this, what do you get? Satisfaction? Not really. So, yeah. But once it's done, it'll definitely be on the workshop. If you want this version right here to be on the workshop, just let me know. I'll put it in the comments for whatever, or I'll put it in the description for whatever reason. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.